Shalom and greetings, B'nai Israel. My name is Tal, and in this video, I will provide an overview of Rosh Chodesh, the head of the month. Rosh Chodesh is a monthly moed or appointed time commanded by Yah, our Heavenly Father, celebrating the beginning of a new month. The term Rosh Chodesh means head of the month, literally, or beginning of the month. It has also come to mean new moon. Rosh Chodesh is the name given for the first day of each month on the Hebrew calendar. And this is triggered by the sighting of the first visible crescent or VC moon in the land of Israel each lunar month. And the graphic on the right provides an example of what the first visible crescent looks like. Like most cultures in the ancient Near East, the B'nai Israel tracked months according to the lunar phases, also known as the phases of the moon. Now, a lunar phase was the directly lit portion of the moon that was visible from Earth, and this changes over a period of about 29 and a half days. In the graphic on the right, in position A, we have our new moon. You can barely see anything. Then in B, a waxing crescent. C, the first quarter. D, the waxing gibbous moon. E, the full moon, which occurs at about day 14 or 15. Then that directly lit portion of the moon that's visible starts to wane. Position F, you have the waning gibbous. G, the third quarter. H, the waning crescent, and so forth. The new moon is the first visible sliver. It's not really depicted well in this graphic, but that is how the nation of Israel knew that a new month had begun. Each calendar year on the Hebrew calendar has 12 or 13 new moons or months. And so they would have 13 new moons if at the end of the 12th month, the signs of spring were not fully confirmed. And I discuss this in detail in a video on the first month, Abib, and the video months of the years. You can go back and review what signs of spring need to be confirmed in order for the new year, the first new moon of the year, to be declared. Yah, our Heavenly Father, commanded the nation of Israel to celebrate each new moon with a new moon daytime festival. And we find this in Bamidbar, or Numbers chapter 10, verse 10. Rosh Chodesh, as I mentioned before, is a biblical command. As a matter of fact, it was the first command given to the nation of Israel prior to our deliverance from Egypt. And that was to begin the counting of months from Rosh Chodesh Harishon, the first month, also known as Abib, which occurs in the spring. We know that the events of the Passover, the events of the Exodus, took place in the spring. Rosh Chodesh Harishon, or Abib, is the first day of the first month and marks the beginning of the biblical new year. And we find this in the book of Shemot, or Exodus, chapter 12, verses 1 through 2. And I will read, "And Jehovah spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you." This is a very direct and clear command to the nation of Israel that we begin our year in the spring, not the fall. After our deliverance from bondage, Father commanded the nation of Israel to mark the occasion of the new moon as a time of celebration, a day of gladness. Rosh Chodesh was the occasion to thank our Heavenly Father for the renewal of the moon and to celebrate a new month. On the right, we have a picture of a silver trumpet. The silver trumpet, the Father commanded the nation of Israel to make these silver trumpets specifically to sound them on occasions like Rosh Chodesh. And we find this in Bamidbar, or Numbers chapter 10, verse 10, and I will read. Also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days, and in the beginnings of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before Elohechem. I am Yehovah Elohechem. Rosh Chodesh was once a very significant moed, or appointed time. The entire calendar depended on the declarations of Rosh Chodesh, without which there was no way for the ancient Bnei Israel to know when the annual Moedim were supposed to occur. In ancient Israel, the occurrence of Rosh Chodesh was confirmed by two witnesses observing the new moon, and then announced by the Kohanim, or the priests, who declared a new month. As we mentioned before, that the ancient Bnei Israel did not have a fixed calendar that you could look 3 years ahead to know when a new month would start. We were told to observe the signs of spring and confirm them before we started a new year. And Father was very specific about that. After the sighting of the new moon, the previous evening, because the day begins in the evening, during the daytime, a festival was held to commemorate this occasion, which included a convocation, the sounding of the trumpets, and special sacrificial offerings. These special sacrificial offerings may be found in Bamidbar, or Numbers, chapter 28, verses 11 through 15. Of course, today we don't do the sacrifices, but we have some graphics on the right as examples of what occurred on Rosh Chodesh. Of course, the sounding of the silver trumpets. And then the nation of Israel, were commanded to offer up 2 bullocks, 1 ram, 7 lambs, a meal offering, 1 of the kid of the goats, and then oil mixed with the flour, or one of the offerings, and of course its accompanying drink offering. Now to provide an overview of the Chodesh, the new moon, versus the Keseh, the full moon. Evidence suggests that the occasion of the Keseh, or full moon, was also celebrated in ancient Israel. However, the Keseh, or full moon, did not mark the beginning of a new month. The Keseh, or full moon, occurs around the 15th day of the lunar month. And some evidence, historical evidence, suggests that the Keseh, or full moon, was also commemorated as a day of rest. What is not clear is whether all of them were celebrated as days of rest. I'm talking about the Keseh. But at least 2 full moons are definitely celebrated as days of rest. And these are the first day of Hag Hamatzot, or the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and the first date of Hag HaSif, also known as Sukkot, because these two festivals start on a full moon, and these are annual days of rest for the nation of Israel. And we have a reference of the Chodesh versus the Keseh. We find this in Tehillim, or Psalms 81, verse 3. And it reads, blow up the trumpet in the new moon. The Hebrew word there is Chodesh. In the time appointed, the word given there is Keseh, or full moon, and it's making reference to one of the Moedim, the annual ones, on our solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Israel and a law of Elohei Yaakov. Today, modern observance of Rosh Chodesh is limited, not like it was before. On the preceding weekly Shabbat, Rosh Chodesh is announced in houses of worship. A special prayer is recited, beseeching our Heavenly Father for his blessing during the new month. The name of the new month and the day of the week on which it will occur is announced during the prayers for Rosh Chodesh. This is before Rosh Chodesh happens. And on the right, you will see 12 of the 13 possible new moons or Rosh Chodesh that the Bnei Israel have on the calendar. On the day of Rosh Chodesh, some assemblies read a special Torah portion, and this special Torah portion would be Bamidbar or Numbers chapter 28, verses 11 through 15. And they also recite designated psalms, including Tehillim or Psalms 104, Psalm 148, 113, 114, 117, and 118. Some assemblies commemorate Rosh Chodesh with a convocation. That's good. The blowing of the trumpet or the shofar, the making of joyful noise, and a festive meal. In some communities, women take the day off on Rosh Chodesh, and there are several reasons given for this, including the link between the lunar cycle and the menstrual cycle. However, one tradition holds that women were rewarded a day of rest on Rosh Chodesh because the scriptures imply that women did not willingly participate in the sin of the golden calf, since only men were killed for this incident. This makes you wonder about the debauchery and all the other unholy activities that were occurring when the golden calf was created. It's interesting that only men were killed. It makes you wonder. We will go into this in further detail when we take a look at the fast of the fourth month, which is directly linked to the sin of the golden calf. Now, the narrative of the golden calf may be found in the book of Shemot or Exodus chapter 32, verses 1 through 35. Unfortunately, today Rosh Chodesh is considered a minor holiday, and it should not be because the calendar hinges on it, and not generally commemorated as a day of rest unless it occurs on the weekly Shabbat or on an annual Moed like Yom Teruah. Our Heavenly Father commanded us to celebrate each Rosh Chodesh. As believers, we must give this Moed the importance that Father wishes. Father wants us to celebrate the renewing of each month. Father wants, this is a divine appointment for us to meet with him. Yes, we meet every week, but he wants to meet with us on a monthly basis too, and annually. And Rosh Chodesh is the time where we meet with him monthly. I really hope that going forward, that greater importance will be given to Rosh Chodesh. The traditional greeting on Rosh Chodesh is Chodesh Tov, or a good month, or Happy Rosh Chodesh, if you just want to stick to the English. And this is to wish the recipient of that greeting a good or a happy month. And if you're watching this video around the time of Rosh Chodesh, BY Initiative wishes you a Chodesh Tov. To all who remember and observe, may each upcoming Rosh Chodesh you experience be filled with goodness, peace, and blessings. And with that being said, please like and share our videos and subscribe to our channel. Please click on the notification bell to receive notifications when we post new videos. Please also visit our website at byinitiative.com. Thanks for watching.